I'd like to introduce Johnny from the United States who takes LDN for ME. Thank you for joining me, Johnny.
Of course.
Could you tell me when you first started to notice your ME symptoms?
I'm 30 years old now, and it started when I was 21, and then it just kind of spiraled downward. I would say every year since then, until I started doing a lot of research on my own and taking supplements and seeing certain doctors throughout the U.S. And then came across LDN recently, and it's made I would say, significant difference. So it's been about 9 years now.
Okay. 9 years, since you've had your ME?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if we could just go back to before you started LDN, at
hmm
that point, if you had to have rated your quality of life on a score of 1 to 10, and 10 being the best, what would it have been?
Well, like I'd mentioned, when it started kind of mild and it got worse. So I'll,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go by like the worst years that I have.
Yep.
The worst years that I had were probably a 3.
Okay.
And it probably would have been lower if I didn't have support from family and friends, which made it, which helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the LDN, I would say it's a 5 or 5.5, 6. It's made a big difference. Which is I still deal with a lot of health issues, but it's made a big difference.
And what were your symptoms before you started LDN?
Um, there's a lot. Insomnia, swollen glands, sore throats, headaches, joint pain. Obviously, the overwhelming fatigue, which is probably the most common symptom. Sleeping a number of hours and not feeling refreshed, memory loss, brain fog, feeling disoriented at times, not retaining information, forgetting what I'm talking about halfway through a sentence. It goes on and on. I also had IBS after I had ME, so I had bowel issues. The list goes on and on. I mean, there's a lot.
Mm-hmm. And how are all those conditions now that you've been on LDN? How long have you been taking LDN?
I've been taking LDN now for 7 months.
Okay.
And I would say every condition or symptom, I should say, that I mentioned has improved slightly. They don't go away, but the severity of them all have definitely gone down, and they occur a little bit less often. So, to me, LDN is definitely no cure to anything, but it's definitely the only thing that has relieved anything, other than just overall health, eating right, supplements, and things like that. I don't know how it is um, anywhere else, but in the U.S., there really isn't a lot of treatment for us out here. I mean, there's really nothing going on to help people with ME.
Hmm. Well, I take LDN for MS, and I've had uh, many of the symptoms that you were experiencing, and I
Uh-huh.
found I carried on improving on LDN for about 18 months.
Okay.
So it would be great to hear from you if that was the case with you as well, since you've had such a good response already.
I hope that's the case. I
Mm.
hope so.
Okay, well, maybe next year we could do a follow-on. That would be great.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing your story with us.